I feel so honored to be here at this camp. I think my mom's really jealous.
Well, I'm glad that you came.
Yeah. I'm glad I heard about it.
Yeah, me too.
Heard about it on Facebook. So
Really?
yeah, the Facebook.
Fantastic. Give me a hug first. Love you. Thanks.
This is the first time you've organized this type of retreat for youth, for the youth middle schoolers. So what sparked the idea for this retreat?
You know, I actually believe out of all the age groups of people that I speak to, the middle school especially, those ages is when you're thinking about life and a lot of things are happening and maybe even changing around you. And, you know, I love to speak at schools, but I only get an hour with them. And, you know, I'd love them to get more in-depth knowledge. And I can't teach it all, and that's why I have a fantastic team here at Attitudes Altitude to implement these leadership principles that I want people to know, it's not just head knowledge, but in practical knowledge. And so we thought a camp would be the best idea to do it. And because of Daniela Muntha, who's a graduate at Pepperdine University, and she's done some, teaching experience in Calabasas, and the opportunity opened up that she would write a curriculum for us and put this together. So,
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So what type of characteristics do you see in a leader?
Yeah, I think first of all is honesty, and that goes hand in hand with integrity. I think one of the most important things that people see in us is what you see is what you get. And us as leaders, we need to be very authentic. We need to be real. We don't want to just talk about stuff just to make people feel good or just do this or do that for whatever motives. We really want to make a difference in people's lives. And when you really want to make a difference in people's lives, you have to have that integrity. You have to have that that spirit about you that's really authentic and no fakeness and all that sort of thing. So I think that's something. But also prudence, no matter what you're leading to achieve, every dream is big, because there's always obstacles in every single dream. And I think prudence and diligence make sure that you continue to persist and pay attention to detail. I think that's really important as well.
Now, how does this camp bring out the characteristics of a leader?
Well, I'm actually really excited just to see all the activities, where it's about servant leadership and, being a follower, being a leader, and then teamwork as well. I think it's just another way to learn about life, and I think it's really important. I remember when I was a teenager, the camps that I would go to, I would never forget, and there'd always be 1 or 2 days that I'm like, you know what? I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life. And that's what I hope to do in some of these teenagers here, and you too. I want you to look back and say, I remember when we did that thing, and I knew about that aspect of life, but when I actually did that activity, now I really know what that means. And especially courage, there's half the kids here, half the teenagers here who really don't want to do any high ropes, and it's pretty scary doing something that you've never done before. But to actually stretch the limit a little bit and let them know that they can achieve more than they think if they just give it a shot. Yeah.
America is sort of having a crisis of character. We see about it every day in the news, like bullying and stealing and lying. And how can we young leaders sort of impact the world around us?
I think that everybody's going to understand the power of multiplication. The power of multiplication is the fact that when you want to see a difference in the world, it starts with you. It'll never be possible until someone starts. And you're either for the cause or you're not in the cause. You're either for us or against us, really. And that's not to say that we don't love anyone. But if we take, for instance, bullying, it's got to start with us. We have to respect ourselves with the right respect. And then once you learn how to love yourself and respect yourself as a human being, then, only then, can you then love somebody else and give them the encouragement they need. And I really think that, a lot of teenagers who bully people, I asked them, I said, what if no one ever teased you? Would you ever bully anybody else? And they said, half of them said straight away, no. If no one teased me, why would I tease someone else? Half the reason why people tease each other is because someone teases them. And it's got to start with us. And I said, what if no one teased you? Would you tease? No. I said, well, then you got to stop, you know? And it hits home when we can actually be the difference. And I like influencing the influencers. See, each and every one of you students are influencers in your schools, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Because I can't go to your school and be friends with your friends and influence them in the right way. That's why you're there. We all have a purpose in this world, and we can make it a better place if it starts with us.
So next year, will there be this type of camp for middle schools and high schools as well?
You know what? I'm not too sure yet. We could do this internationally next year. Is there a possibility that we could do this before the end of this calendar year again? Maybe. If we have enough demand for it, I think we'll even do another one this year, but don't tell anyone.
Okay.
Because we don't know yet. We really don't know yet. But for your report, you can say we'd love to, but we'll probably try an international camp next year. But definitely in 2014, we're going to have probably a multiple camps, because it would be good to get, I don't know what you think about this, but maybe having...
I love it.
You like it?
I love it.
But I was just thinking about the idea of maybe dividing, instead of going 13 to 18, we could do 13 to 15 and then 16 to 18. It might make a little bit more sense, because most of the people here, you're about 13, no?
Yeah.
Everyone's about 13, 14 years old here, which is great. So, but we want to make like a big camp. So I want to hear back from you guys what you thought of the camp. I want to know from you guys what really you liked, what you think we should review, maybe change, because we haven't done this before. So if you think we're doing a good job, that's encouraging to me.
It's so wonderful. It's just amazing to be here.
Oh, good, good.
I would like to be a volunteer in your organization. Is there
Great.
anywhere I can join?
Yeah, you can definitely contact Daniela through email for the next one, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for your offer. Appreciate it.
You know, I really admire your courage in everything. Like, so how was skydiving last week?
It was so cool. I was a little nervous, but I've always wanted to do it, and my wife had done it already, like last year or something.
So this is her second time?
That was her second time, and I want to do it again.
Aww.
It was one of the coolest experiences of my life. Yeah, yeah.
You asked for things at the end of that video, what to do next. So I made, when I was in 4th grade, I think I made a report about 10 great adventure things I want to do before, I become too old or something like that. And so you already accomplished one of them, which was skydiving. And some of the 9 others include snorkeling, scuba diving, riding a hot air balloon, zip lining, parasailing, gliding. So have you done any of those?
I've done snorkeling and scuba diving and on a horse. Zip lining I haven't done. Roller coasters, probably not possible.
Yeah.
Hot air balloon, I'd like to do that actually. Parasailing, haven't done that, really want to do it. Gliding would be fantastic. And that would be really cool to actually do a challenge, like a walk, for some fundraising thing. That would be pretty cool. Yeah.
So what is your next adventure? Have you thought about it yet?
Seriously, I actually want to take maybe my mum for Mother's Day. We're going to do a hot air balloon. I think that'd be
That's so
pretty
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better be sure to get that down on tape.
Yeah, for sure.
Lastly, I will be writing a movie review for Butterfly Circus.
Oh, great.
I watched it and I loved it. It's just so sweet. I watched it when I was younger and then now again.
Great. Wow.
So, can you tell viewers what messages they can take away from this film?
I think it's believing in yourself. I think it's letting people know that you don't know what you can achieve until you try. When you fail, try again. But also seeing what beauty can come out of broken pieces. And the greater the struggle, the more glorious the triumph. That's in the movie, and I love that quote. It's to let people know that there is hope and to know that we're all special.
Thank you so much.